Hey guys, it's Kusi. Welcome back to episode 6 of neglecting the Keystone Legend goal in order to yet again reserve a cheap rank 1 to put on a Tinder bio. In this Zero to Hero, you better put respect on my name, Warlock edition. In the last episode, we finally conquered our fear of timing keys without Zalathoth's presence, but that didn't stop us from playing like Muppets in order to make sure that this is as hard as possible. However, as with all fun things, they must come to an end. That means today, we are sending it sideways.
What do you mean by that?
We got multiple keys ahead of us, so our way to 3k, and this entire journey took some mad turn once we finally not just timed the Brewery 12, but annihilated it. And when I say we, I mean the team. I was part of it.
Awkward.
Like for real, I was doing +12s, minding my own business, and all of a sudden, stuff escalated. Also in this video, we're gonna have a vault to open, fully stacked with myths choices, and we are also going to witness the revival of Mythic Plus because the latest patch went live during this recording, and all of a sudden, the game wasn't dead anymore. So make sure to grab a drink, get comfy, and enjoy the 6th episode, which got us overperforming like crazy to achieve an, achievement far beyond Keystone Legend. Alright, so after having PTSD dictating the rest of my day after yet another screwed Meadery run, we find ourselves in a nice and easy Mechagon. Because if there's anything we learned in Mechagon, it's super easy until the final boss. Right? Well, let's find out. Yeah, totally easy. Well, to my surprise, we actually continued this run even though we just wasted cooldowns and lust. Gotta love over-enthusiastic tanks. And hey, once we pulled normally, we had only one more casualty, so our tank decided to go YOLO mode again during the Robo-Dog Trash. Pulled all the doggies, they one-tapped, cool stuff. And even still, we continued. Another death during the visit of the American Garden, and yet we continued. With all those deaths, wasting one entire bloodlust and even having dirt naps during boss fights, we had no right to still sit on 5 minutes for the second part of the final boss fight. That was played so nasty, and yet we easily timed this key with roughly 3 minutes to spare. Hey man, a win is a win. I accept it. Wasn't really me playing bad though.
Okay.
But don't you worry. Ain't gonna be about winning too much, cause we have a top 13 next on the list. Now, ever since Theater of Pain got announced as one of the Mythic Plus dungeons this season, I've been complaining about it. I don't like it. 5 bosses are always ass, no fun trash pulls, even worse that you got those 3 mini-bosses. Simply not a fan. And hey, at least I'm useful in here, because not only can we provide a skip for the first 3 mobs, we also got the magic of the gateway in order to move around the 3rd mini-boss, which is arguably the worst. And yet, this party had one big flaw. It wasn't the lack of combat rest or bloodlust, it was the raw damage. Our damage was quite frankly lacking. What didn't help was the unnecessary amount of deaths during the last part of our route, but even without, this was a super close call. I mean, we only had 7 deaths, but we merely had 6 minutes to kill 2 bosses and another pack in between. And yet, all of that didn't matter because we wiped twice on the final boss, as I felt too bad of instantly dipping, considering I need the 12 timed anyways, so we at least tried. It didn't work, GG, go next. And go next it was. I had a party ready to go, but we lacked the tank. All of a sudden, all of them decided to leave after the healer said he's going to bed, which maybe was a sign from the big lords of Blizzard Entertainment themselves trying to get me on their hunt for blood trolls.
Blood trolls are bad dudes. Okay. They're pretty black. We're gonna kill them.
Got it.
Look, I was never good at reading signs, so I don't know where I was going with this. All I can say is, I got a new party and those bastards were crazy. We did the Lich area first, no deaths. Gorefab, no deaths. Even Sav, no issue. We did get a death though from somewhere else, so don't worry about that. And ultimately ended up the run with just that one casualty, easily at over 4 minutes time. And overall, also quite bad damage I guess, considering we only one-chested, but boy, do I not care. 28 rating to our name, 215 to go. And if you think the rating gain ends here, I'ma let you know that they call me the Miley Cyrus of WoW. And when I say that, I don't mean the boring ass one that buys herself flowers or writes her name in the sand. I'm talking about the one on crack that simply can't stop and won't stop. And boy, would I love to make a segue here, but this bitch legit has no abilities with the word crack in it. Even though it's full of lightning. So we just pretend it works out, which funnily enough is all I can say about this key. We did have some random casualties, but nothing that would endanger the run in the slightest. Which means we take this for context purpose to mention the 32 rating. So instead, let's talk about the fun stuff. My face flat on the surface in a second attempt to time our first +13 in yet another Theater of Pain. Stop hooking me, you asswipe.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal.
Now while I was busy pumping my nuts off during the Gorcho boss fight, the gang decided to die to a pull that was not really necessary. I mean, the Guardian with the big AoE, the guy with those AoE Shadow Bolts, and 3 Bonecasters. Come on, man. Yeah, well, that's that. Actually funny how this was the first key in a while where I got top DPS and we just decided to end it like this. But I guess that's what the key levels are about. If you don't pump like crazy, one full wipe will seal the deal. However, with that ended our first week of plus 12s, and so we got a mighty stacked vault for our pleasure and currently a rating of 2881. So this is not just a new reset, it's the beginning of the turbo boost phase of this patch, which not only includes the removal of crest caps, an item level increase to both hero and myth items, it also grants us a new coin system that will eventually reward us with the myth track items from dungeons after completing every one of them on 12 or above. And you know what's funny? That's exactly what we're going for anyways.
You're joking.
What a crazy coincidence, man. So I made some adjustments and upgrades towards the crafted gear we got, took the offhand from the vault in case I ever get a proper minion to follow along, and with the newfound item level of 668, we continue our path towards glory. Back to the roots of the tree that has a honeycomb? Look man, my segues are off today. I wanted to say something slick with bees and honey, but screw it, Cinder Brew this. 13. Now I did dread this a lot. However, one extra side effect of this new turbo event supposedly was a lot more people returned to play. The last week I was legit sitting in queue forever. 30, hell 45 minutes before even getting a group started. But not this time. I found the group as quick as your average weekly 10 and I was ready. Ready to fly through the first room, ready to assert dominance over this other demolog, and ready to not full wipe on a trash bag before IPA. Oh well. The key's not over yet. Alright, it's over. However, while you may sit there giggling like a 5-year-old at my cursed brewery groups, let me introduce you to this gang of gamers. We got the Smelly on the tank, Berg Druid for the juicy first buff, the big AoE and the silence beam. We got E-Kitten, which hopefully... Nah well, hey man, whatever makes you happy. And spoilers, the star of this ensemble, Baloo with the flavor of the month, Red Paladin. Now only pure WoW degens will find a flaw with this team.
Only you.
No, it's not me, you asswipe. No lust. And this party did not give the slightest shit. So I bought some drums in an attempt to boost my own damage, and boy, did I need that assistance. Now let me show you what I mean. No words, just enjoy. Did you see how little the HP bars move? Look at this shit. The healer didn't even use paint subs. People just used defensives whenever they got targeted. It's that easy, folks. We legit pulled the entire room, played Chewy, and everything that was left got pulled onto the boss. I've never seen shit like this before. And it didn't end there, man. While we were busy finishing the last remaining mobs off, Smelly went on a mission to whip out another smart-ass pull. He jumped ahead, feared those suckers, and pulled the 4 mobs in the back, just to come back to use an LOS angle I have never seen. So flipping smart. And with that, it was time for me to test out my theory of the demons travel if the portal is long enough.
Whee!
Nice, sir. You know what I really hated about this run? That I didn't see it coming. I've never seen pulls like this. I couldn't prepare for them. I just went with my usual send cooldowns whenever strat I applied for pucks. But this party had coordination. I also wasn't sure why we skipped this pack in the beginning while played this one in the corner. But don't you worry, I'll explain it to you the same way it got explained to me. We are skipping.
Damn!
That's crazy. The amount of crowd control as well as the cooldown management those guys showed was wild to me. I've never seen this trash, which by the way hurts like hell, gets manhandled like that. Look man, what can I tell you? I did my part, okay? I didn't die, not once. I combat rest when necessary and I provided hellstones. But if I knew what's up in here, I would have tapped into the 4 mil overall surely. This was just mind blowing. Juicy 46 score as well, I'll take that. Man, I never get a party like this again. Unless they ask me to join their 14 top. Hell yeah, baby. I mean, we flipping 3 chests at this glitch. Big Bro did 6 mil overall as a Red Paladin. Now I've seen it all. What I didn't see yet, from the inside, was a 14 though. Which is about to change. It's also time to redeem myself by providing I'm not just some bonus cookie vendor with a Hellforged army, I can also do some deeps if necessary. Worked on Sav, that's about it. But man, playing with these gamers sparked some joy within me. Only having to worry about myself and just your own responsibilities is so much more fun. Unfortunately, my undefeated streak was also over when Tarok slapped his balls in my face and then farted on me. Now, not to be the guy who gives tips here, but since we played the starting pack with the final boss, we could have also just moved the boss on top of it. Probably easier than to have the caster standing there with pretty much no kick to get him in. Keep in mind, priests don't have a kick and mine is attached to a stun. But whatever, this felt filthy, and while I was grateful to play with these good players for once in the series, I took the 32 rating for an overall of 29.59 and moved on. Now, with only 49 rating to go, we only have 2 more dungeons left in order to get our beloved recolored mount, and the first one of them, well, is a key we didn't have ourselves. In dire need of a Darkflame cleft, yeah, remember those 2 attempts we bricked by 15 and 5 seconds? Those can't hunt us now. So we applied. Like real LFG degens. We applied. Until I found this. Adrian, a fellow YouTuber doing Zero to Hero, was doing community keys and I was ready to leech. Granted, my idea was to not letting him know it's me, since I'ma just assume he doesn't know the character name. But that idea quickly faded as I got reminded that we got some shared viewers. So I trash talked him a little bit for not believing and joined a different group instead. We will see if this was a wiser choice later on. But first, let's look at what happened during our run. We pulled clean, pulled nice, pumped some damage, and ensured to not die during the BlazeCon fight. And I would love to say that the Candle King is the only test left, but we just bricked another 12 cause the tank once again went rampage during the card event. So I legit reminded myself to stay in melee non-stop, even using my portal to get there. Meanwhile on Adrian's stream...
Oh no, we're dying.
Derp, 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 derp.
This is kind of bad. This is really bad.
Derp, 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 derp.
Interrupt.
Well, I guess that's a W for me, Mr. Too Cool to Invite Lickalotopus. To be fair, they eventually timed the key, but we played the boss better, is what I'm telling myself. And so the arguably game-breaking part of this dungeon was about to test our patience. Keep in mind, we have 14 minutes, only one more boss. Technically, this should be in the bags. Cleanest run EU West, baby. No deaths, but we missed the 2 chests by 4 seconds, which lets us sit on a score of 29.97, meaning a 2 chest would have potentially ended this series right now. But what it managed to achieve was far beyond Keystone Legend. A title to remember, a title I may print out and hang on my wall. Now this means we got one more dungeon to attend to, Priory, and would you look at that, I got one of them on me, on 15.